Not going that way. Cliff's over there. It's taking the scenic route. But this is where we are today. All right, guys, we're back once again in coal country, Pennsylvania. More specifically, Schuylkill County. This is our second adventure for the day. You saw our past video where we discovered the remnants of that mine and stuff like that. Well, just a stone's throw away, we have another location here, which we believe is another mining company. And again, I did do a little bit of research. I will put up the map from 1959 showing you the location. There are buildings that were intact back at that point. Now there's basically skeletons of a building. But this is a decent size of land here. It's basically like a big strip mining pit. There's piles of coal, waste rock, ponds. So there's a full operation here. I believe there's even a conveyor system of sorts. But aside from that, I don't really have anything else to share except for what we see today. So if you want to check it out, come along with me. It is a good sized building, I'll tell you that. Got a half-opened roll-up garage door. Oh, pretty spacious. Got the power unit here, where all the electrical components would have been. And 2 hours later, he finally gets here. I believe this was a building for processing coal and or possibly a maintenance shop. But there is, looks like part of a overhead gantry crane or hoist. And it's got the open air design. And of course, the open door policy. Wonder if I can navigate these stairs. We'll worry about that in a little bit. Western Electric. I wonder if this is telephones, maybe? Don't know much about that stuff. There is carpeting and linoleum. Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay, so my guesses were right. Ooh, that looks pretty interesting there. This was for processing of coal. These are all coal chutes. So trucks would roll under here. They'd park and the coal would dispense into the back of the truck. And they'd probably make their way out to the highway there. There's actually coal still there. It actually looks pretty neat up there. There's like another room. But if you look down here, this is all, it's frozen, but nice pieces of coal. That's high grade anthracite. Start a fire with that. But this here, I don't know if this is a cave-in or if this was a mine. Let's see. Okay, so it connects into this building next to it, which we should be able to get into from the other side. So one thing I always say is that it's not officially abandoned unless we find a toy or a Christmas item, and I think we are in luck. We found a little basket and a little doll shoe. I think we could say it's official.
But where's the doll?
What'd you do with the doll, Cliff?
I didn't touch it.
So, a doll somewhere is missing its shoe. But there's more shoes actually. Those are, oh, LA Gears. When's the last time we saw those? Oh, and look at Christmas. We are in luck. If this place doesn't scream abandoned, nothing will, but we found toys. Oh yeah, baby items. Oh, you broke it.
Yeah, a little. I don't know what that is.
Looks like half an orange. But the LA Gears, look at that. Oh, that's a blast from the past. It's got 90s written all over it. All right, now that we know we could be here because it's officially abandoned, let's keep exploring. Before we try to venture up there, let's see if we can navigate these stairs. Someone lost their mossy boots. So I did go up there and it just stops at the top. There is no second floor as we could see. Quick observation though is that these rooms I believe were offices of sorts because you can see the wood paneling, the linoleum carpet. So they probably had an office here, maybe where the scale was or something, to keep an eye on the trucks that were coming through. And then once you get past these two rooms, it opens up into the warehouse space. But there's a pretty good sized motor up there, overhead motor, or hoist or crane, whatever you want to call it. So we actually have a lot more to go. You can see the building goes all the way up there. Let's try to make our way up. I gotta take a moment here to admire Mother Nature's carpet. Brought to you by JPVideos. That's interesting. Let's see. Here's a manway here. Oh, these are big hoppers. So we're kind of in the middle right now where coal's dumped from the top. And there's these hoppers here. It's some kind of big motors. You can see the flywheel there at the belts. Old lighting system. And we got steps. Where do they go? They go up. Oh wow, it keeps going up. That's collapsed out here. This is not looking too stable. I'm gonna go up one more level. It's even nice too, it's not attached. Oh, I don't like this at all. I can't stand this see-through grating. It just messes with you so much. Wow, we're getting into the workings here. Got some decent sized machinery here. There's almost like a chute, which resembles a sluice box. It goes out that way. Not entirely familiar what we're looking at here, but it is pretty heavy duty and solid, though, I will tell you that. It does have pretty modern electrical outlets, probably from the 70s or 80s. Got a low ceiling here. Ow, that hurt. Wow. This is pretty neat. Well, that's a pretty cool handle right there. Wow, now this is pretty neat. Huge drum wheel there. And more upper workings. So we got this big collapsed area right here. Fortunately, can't get over there. This is collapsing in on itself. But it goes all the way back there. This is only one building. I think there's more stuff here to see too, so this is turning into quite an adventure. Ooh! Every squeak scares me. I believe that was first aid location there. He's down there somewhere. This looks like a almost like a shaker chute or something. Something that catches material, probably that falls off the belt. Oh, it actually got a little car there too. Well, it looks like it anyways. We'll get up there, but looks like loose material falls here. This might shake or move. Yeah. See, there's a chute right there. It falls into the box. Probably shakes its way over here and then out the building. So it's like a sorting system, like a sifter. Yeah, so here's looking at the box. Material would come right out of here. And again, I think this shakes, because I believe that's what that is. Is it connected to an arm? So this rotates and shakes the table, and it would slide right off. Didn't I tell you to get out of here? That's close enough, okay? That's far enough. He's still using the door. Still got to go up there too. This is just more than I was actually expecting. I know I've said that before in the past, but coming up here, there's a lot of machinery and equipment left. There's actually a lot of room here to navigate, to walk around. I just don't trust the flooring here, the grading, because there's only like little supports holding it up, and it's kind of rotting away. So I'm only going where I feel comfortable. This is the partially frozen, but it's really fine material.
Yeah, just keep going up. There it goes. Yeah, this is all this open grade floor, which I don't like it.
So let's take you guys up there. What do you see? It's pretty amazing.
You okay?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
The one time you weren't filming.
I know.
So you can see myself here. I slid down into home base. I'm stuck in pickers.
Yeah, I missed it. He was going around the corner here. You're going.
Yeah.
I wasn't filming. He went down, but he's okay. He's still smiling, so.
A little dirty, but I'm okay. Yeah, I climbed those steps, the ladder, and the top there is the hopper. I'm going to take you the other way if I could get back up. Actually, I might climb the ladder again. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this.
He didn't trust me with his camera.
Feels strong.
If it holds me, it'll definitely hold you. We all know that.
Oh, wow. He's making his way up the ladder again.
So this is where it just came from. I'm going to give you a view from top side here. This is kind of where production starts. This is looking at the top of the hopper. So like I mentioned, it's a big funnel that works its way down. From here, you can get a good view of the land. There's more stuff to see here, though. But something that caught my attention is over here. This looks like here, it may have been an old portal. Looks like possibly a head frame or a wall. There's definitely all coal right here. So they possibly could have been extracting it out of the mine and then dumping it into the hopper, and it gets sorted and processed and eventually makes its way down to trucks for delivery. So even though out here in the valley it looks like a strip mining operation, I wouldn't doubt it if it did begin or have an underground mine as well. As you can see, I got pretty covered here when I slid down. And my arm, but my boot is full of material, so I gotta empty it out. Okay, so we survived the ladder of doom, even though it wasn't actually that bad. It's just, again, your mind plays tricks with you, and below it there was a drop off, so we were nervous, but we were just discussing if we didn't do the abandoned trestle in some of these other locations, we wouldn't have the nerve to do what we're doing here today. Even though we're not scaling like the rooftops, we are going beyond our comfort zone and starting to realize we could do a bit more than we realize. But we have more to see here. I think we covered most of this building. We're going to head back downstairs. We have to go through all the different levels, get down to the ground, and then cross out through the valley of the workings that we saw there, the column piles. And there's at least one more structure and possibly a piece of equipment. So if I happen to find anything along the way, I'll share it with you. Otherwise, we'll see you on the outside. Oh, he's getting brave.
Just one last look from the.
Okay, so one last look. I came up this other little platform here. And Cliff's right over there. Is that a little hopper bucket there?
That?
Yeah. I thought for a second it was maybe a coal car, but
No, it's like another little.
dumps right into it.
Yeah, it's welded to the. Oh, it looks like well. Yeah, it's all part of the whole thing.
Yeah, over here, if you look, it's hard to see. There's little screens with different holes, different sizes. That separates the coal into different sizes for like fine material, larger chunks.
Back down along the bottom. I'll see them.
Looks like water in here. It's frozen, I think.
Man, I almost forgot how I got up there. We gotta go.
I can't go down those steps. If you look down, there's like 3 flights of steps, so.
Yeah, you won't go back down.
Yeah, that's far down there.
I brought an extra pair of underwear, so.
I'm glad he brought his own vehicle too, so he doesn't sneak up mine.
Oh, it is. Wow, yeah.
I'm okay watching from here.
What the hell I got out next to the roof? I guess I did continue to go down.
This is the way I came up here. Yeah, I came up that set of steps from there.
Right here.
Yeah, where you're going down, that's where I came up.
I feel like I came from.
Oh. Yeah, so Cliff told me he found a dog. I didn't know it was like zombified or mummified. Oh, he's got like one eye.
He was laying flat, so that's why one side's off. I didn't know what it was at first. It's like,
Yeah. It is a little strange and creepy. But it is a dog. Now, just to let you know, the areas we were just walking in, realistically, there's a probably 99% chance everything is safe to walk on. But again, especially myself, things go through my head. I have a fear of heights. I can't do anything about it. I do push myself as much as I can to get past that, to get more comfortable in these areas, but it doesn't help too that I am a bigger guy. I'm built like a linebacker. I'm significantly heavier than Cliff. So when I step on these things, they potentially flex and bend and creak, and it messes with my mind. But I think I did a pretty good job of navigating those areas and showing you what I wanted to show you. So we're going to exit this building now and make our way across the field here and see what else we can find. So don't go anywhere yet. More to come. Okay, so here's an exterior look. That's where we just came from. You can really get the scale size of the place. It's much bigger than we realized. But we're gonna make our way through these piles of column material, and in the distance you may or may not be able to see there is something else back there. Possibly some equipment. Maybe something fun to climb on, so we'll find out shortly. this is our next structure. It's a shell, whatever it was, but there is conveyors and stuff and some stuff to kind of poke around in, and you can see there's the other building. So right there is an old conveyor system. You can see a big, looks like electric motor there. Looks like an oversized motor actually compared to the belt. But there's some steps here in a doorway. Let's see where this goes. So it's not an open door policy, but the door does open. Ooh. And we will close it behind us once we're done. So again, I'm under another giant hopper. Oh, this actually shakes. Yeah, this is a big shaker chute. Very similar to what you see on the TV show Gold Rush. I can't believe it's still spring loaded here. Look at that, that's crazy. Wow. You can actually see the big springs. Oh, found the exit. I was wondering where it was. I don't know if I can make it up here. I'll try. Oh yeah, so the big shaker screen deck. So the larger stuff would come off here. The finer stuff would go through that mesh. And then it would, there's a water pipe there. So this is actually a wash plant. You see this big thing shaking?
Yeah.
It still shakes. So yeah, I believe this is a wash plant for the coal. This is what they would use to clean it before delivery, I'm guessing. All these water lines here. Very similar to what you see on Gold Rush television show when they wash the pay to get all the gold off the rocks and stuff. He's making a lot of noise down there. All right, this looks pretty stable. I'm going to walk out to that pipe there and show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to turn around. Oh, I could have just came up there. And here's, not sure what this is. Big flywheel. And looks like some kind of chute. So some of the steps are missing here. Two big tanks, which may or may not be for water. Usually they have their own water source, like a pond. That's a big wheel, though. Something, though, I don't know what it is, but it's almost like looks like a roller coaster, kind of. Let me get you a closer look at it. And so here's a better look. That I'm not crazy, right? That does look like a roller coaster almost.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know what it would be for. I don't know if they pulled something up from over there or what. That's a huge flywheel, though. And there's actually hydraulic lines right here. So that's looking where we just came from. Down here, though, I was joking around with Cliff. I said, this looks like they were making moonshine here, like a moonshine still. It's a big, almost like a kettle pot or something. Can't really see inside of it. It's a big, probably front end loader tire. Oh, so it says rotation. It's like a big mixer or something. I'm going to try to show you in there. It looks like a big spool with cables that go around it. So once again, I'm reaching out to you guys to ask for your help. If you happen to know what any of this is or used for besides the shaker chute, I do know. But that is like a roller coaster track up there, which it's not. But even like this rotating kettle thing, typically I can figure these things out and understand what I'm looking at, but I'm actually kind of perplexed. But it's a good size area. I mean, it's obviously a wash plant of sorts, but as to what that big flywheel's for and that area over there, I really don't know. Let's see if we get a look from underneath here. And I do see some water lines, which may lead to a pond that was used to feed the water system here. So I know this is a longer video too, but I do try to show you as much as I can of these locations. So hopefully I make it entertaining enough for you to stay tuned. But just understand that, you know, I don't like to leave a location knowing, oh man, I forgot to show that, or I didn't show the people this. So just look at it as a day out on an adventure. But for you guys, it's sitting in the comfort of your own home. It's actually frozen. It's actually partially submerged and frozen, but these are, I believe these are big shaker tables. You see the spring right there. So just like we saw in the other building, this would shake violently back and forth. The other one up there shakes up and down. These ones are horizontal, so it shakes and the material falls into this trough here, just like that one, and makes its way down. I don't know if this is stable. Oh, nope, not going on that. Yeah, we just saw a hand like that in that other building, which is clear through the woods. So this is very similar to that, much larger scale. These are huge shaker tables. But above me, though, is where that roller coaster thing is. So very interesting, regardless if we don't find out what it is. Well, it even says a name there, 63. That's a pretty old date. So let's take a walk through this way. I want to see where the pipes lead to. And I believe we have one more structure in the distance. That's looking back where we just came from and just following this water line here. You can see it's a pretty heavy-duty line and continued. I believe in the distance there would have been a settling pond there to pump the water to the plant. But over here where Cliff is, there is another building off in the distance. So we're going to check that out. That would be probably the final location here. The only thing I didn't show you was the bottom of the conveyor, where the motor is. Nothing really of interest there. It's a conveyor system, but there's a building on the other side of the mound. We didn't want to attract any attention, so we just admired it from a distance. So back here you can see through the tree line there is one building there and another one over there. Okay, so we got a little one there which looks like possibly dynamite storage. This one is significantly bigger. It's a weird shape to it. It almost looks like a loaf of bread. Oh, it's actually another room to it. It's partitioned off. Oh, look at Cliff left one of his baby gloves here. So let's go inside. Oh, this floor is... Okay, I'm not going any further. This has a wooden floor and it's open. Let me show you with the flashlight here. Yeah. I thought this was a concrete floor. It's wooden. And I could feel it moving as I take footsteps. So I'm not going any further. This is a kind of a unique design though, but it does go through there. You can see light coming through. But I'm wondering if there's a basement. It's definitely hollow underneath. Looks like they did some work here and piled up a bunch of material and trees. May not be able to get inside. I'm going to try and go around the back side of it here. Let's see if we can make our way around this way. It looks a little bit more manageable. Oh, wow. There might be a mine over there. Oh boy. Now, what's even more confusing is we can't even get in the backside here. There's no entrance. So I don't know if they sealed it up. You can see a little ventilation, almost like a chimney there. But this is even more confusing now than before because it's partitioned on the inside and there's no way to get into the backside. Jeez. But once Cliff gets over here, we're going to make our way over. I do think that goes in somewhere. So I kind of coaxed Cliff into going across the floor to see if he could find out what's over there.
Flashlight. I don't know how deep that is right there.
It's about maybe 2 feet.
Oh, really?
Okay, so Cliff saw through with his camera. If you want to see what it looks like, watch his video. But we did find an actual entrance. It's right here. But it's barely big enough to get inside. It looks kind of treacherous, actually. It's like partially collapsed. The wall here is caved in, but it does go in right there. I'm going to try to show you a little bit. You can see a cinder block in there, some wood planks. Not a whole lot. I can't see the rest of it though, but that's as close as I could get. Well, there's a hole back there. There's only one way to find out if it goes anywhere. So I'm gonna go take a look at it first, and then I'll bring you with me. There's a small seam of coal right here.
So JP went up there and checked it out. I'm going to take a look as well.
So as mentioned to Cliff, it looks like this was an excavated area in recent years because all these trees and everything are kind of pushed over there, mounds of dirt, which I believe exposed this. This resembles close to a cave, but I think it's maybe a bootlegger prospecting mine or possibly a ventilation shaft. But we're not going to go in there today, really. We're going to go up just a couple feet to get a picture of it because we don't have any gear or the right equipment to go inside. But I do want to give you a good look at it because it is pretty awesome.
Oh my. Yeah, actually it looks like it's collapsed back there.
Does it?
Yeah. Way in the back there.
It's warmer in here. Here's the coal vein right here on our right. That's what they would have been following.
Okay, I just gotta keep going. Yeah. I don't think it goes any further.
Do you want to double check?
Maybe I will.
Just to make sure. Oh, here's a little stope area here. Oh yeah, it goes right up.
I totally missed that. Oh, yeah, it goes up just in a ways.
Yeah, it's a little pocket though.
I totally missed this coming in, but there's a hella stoped area that goes up top. It kind of ends up there too, I think.
You see the angle. This is solid rock above his head and the coal on the right. And looking back, we're only maybe 15 feet in. All right, so the creature emerges from the tunnel. But that was pretty neat. I'm glad we got to at least get some pictures of it. And we know it doesn't go anywhere. It's a dead end. But it just goes to show you never know what you'll find out here. So one quick mention I forgot to tell you how we found this place. We actually discovered the first building we went to from another video that we found on YouTube. I don't even know if the video's still on there, but we found the location through that. But then I started scouring Google Maps to see what else was here. And that's how we discovered that secondary wash plant. The building back here that's partially collapsed right here. And the mine obviously was a lucky find, but it was a combination of a YouTube video and then doing my own homework on Google Maps. So just in case you were curious how we found it, that was how. So that mine ended up being a pretty cool little find. Didn't expect to find that here. Unfortunately, it doesn't go anywhere. Maybe 60, 70 feet tops, and it's either collapsed or they stopped working back there. I believe it's probably like a bootlegger or prospecting mine. There's no rails, no major signs of like timbering, cribbing, nothing like that to really show it's a full production mine. If you do want to see the innards of it though, Cliff did go a bit further. I stayed towards the entrance just to show a perspective from behind him. Got some photos I'm going to share afterwards. But if you do, like I mentioned before, if you discover places like this, please use your best judgment. Don't go in there alone or stay out altogether. Typically it's frowned upon if officials do find out you go in these places, but ones like this, you know, they're kind of wide out in the open and you just sometimes stumble upon them like we did. We had no idea that we were going to find this today. With that said though, if you did enjoy today's adventure, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Let me know if you have any information about the structures that we showed. Some of the pieces I was able to figure out, others I don't know, like the whole roller coaster track area. I am kind of still perplexed about that, but if I can learn something from you guys, I'll be greatly appreciative of the knowledge I'm able to find out. Also too, Cliff obviously has a video which will be linked down below in the description. If you want to see more videos like this, all I ask you to do is to show your support by giving the video a thumbs up. We like to get together and we have a great time each time we go out. This is our second location today. We may do one more depending on daylight, but nonetheless, we have more things in store for the future. Anything you want to share?
Amazing place.
Yeah.
I wasn't like the buildings. Like I said, my video, I was not expecting all that machinery and everything to be left behind like that. And then this was like, yeah, that's my thing back there. So when he said there was a hole or cave back here, I was like, yes. But it was still, even though it didn't go in that far, it was still pretty cool to crawl in there and check it out.
Now, like I mentioned before, we've done this in the past, you know, whether caves or mines. I don't typically do mines as much now, at least on my channel, but you want to have the proper gear. We both have the proper gear. We didn't bring it today because we didn't know we were going to come upon this. So we did go in against our better judgment, but we had to at least see what was in there to maybe consider looking into it for a future return. But now that we know there's nothing in there, we don't have to return. But
if it had kept on going, we wouldn't have, kept going.
Yeah, but our curiosity gets to us, and we have to know what's back there. You know, it could be like D.B. Cooper's lost treasure or something like that. But I do want to thank Cliff for joining me today. As always, I said we have a good time, and we do things safely. We have a good time. We joke around with each other, and more importantly, we get to see two different perspectives from our videos. So whether you like his channel more than mine, or vice versa, if you watch both of our videos, you'll see a completely different set of eyes on the same location, and it gets you to understand how it feels to be here in person. I know, like I said, this is a longer video, but there was just so much to share, so much to show, and I wanted to do my due diligence to share everything with you guys. Otherwise, I wouldn't be satisfied with the content. So I don't want to ramble anymore. Any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I ask you to please follow me on Facebook, where I do share details, photos, and videos that don't always make it to my YouTube channel. Links to my Patreon page if you want to help support the channel, and also like the type of equipment I use and other information. So anyways, thanks for watching today, and as always, we'll see you in the next video. All right, a little bonus footage here. Off in the distance is where we just came from, where the building is, and that cave entrance. But remember before I was mentioning about the water line? Well, believe it or not, I found the holding pond and the pump for it here. They actually created their own little housing for it. And I thought it was worth sharing because it's pretty unique. And the motor's still here. Alice Chalmers. I'm sure RJ could appreciate that, but you can see what's left of it here. It almost looks like a locomotive cab. But it goes down, and this was a big holding pond. It's where they used to pump the water to the wash plant. But I'll take you quick inside there, show you. Yeah, so here it is. I don't know if this was like reconstructed from something else, but it does resemble a locomotive cab. I'm not sure if it is though. Hey, look, there's a big light there. So here's a manufacturer's stamp. Alice Chalmers model F6E2-391. The big pump. So the line probably would have connected and went somewhere out towards the wash plant, but yeah, we found it. Pretty cool find.